Last year, we got on a bit of a kick doing Mediterranean recipes, and we discovered some big winners.
Oh, yes, we did. Vegetables galore, flavor galore, and a disproportionate amount of sweet potatoes, which I kind of love.
You certainly do. If you're looking to eat healthier, Mediterranean recipes are kind of touted by experts as being the way to go for brain health, heart health, just general body health. So last year we went on a quest to find great Mediterranean recipes, and this year we're continuing. Last year we were super successful. We had the Mediterranean sheet pan chicken.
Yes.
So good with the capers and oh yum. And the shakshuka, which was one of our top recipes of last year. Today we're sharing more, and this year you're gonna see like more and more and more along those lines because the flavors are so amazing. There's like all those spices and the depths of flavor, and then we've got the vegetables, and you are dressed like a vegetable.
I am dressed like a vegetable. I am. This came with a cute set. My husband has the matching one, not matching, coordinating. His says, "She's my sweet potato," and mine says, "I am." So when Charlotte's like, we're gonna do, Mediterranean, I'm like, oh, sweet potatoes, yams. Okay, I wore my yam shirt because I am.
That is super cute. You guys are one of those matchy couples.
We are not normally the matchy couple, but this last Christmas, it was time to join forces and be one of those matchy, cute, disgustingly awesome couples that you know,
when you see them like at Disneyland or something,
or at ball games where they have the matching number, and or if it's like, if I'm lost, find Rose, or
I'm Rose.
Yeah, like that stuff's really cute and it's cheesy. And my husband is not always on board with it, but I made him this year and we survived. So maybe there's hope.
My husband was always resistant to the matching outfits, especially because we're a large family, so we stand out anyway. On Canada Day every year, you wear your red and white that day, and so that's the one day of the year that we could all match because it's not weird to all wear Canada Day stuff on Canada Day. But one day I noticed that my husband had a white shirt and jeans, and our son had like white shirt and little jean overalls. Mm-hmm. And so then I thought, I'll dress our other son in jean overalls and a white shirt, and I will wear a long sleeve white shirt and jeans, and we'll see if he notices. So we went to church, and it was like partway through, and he looked over and realized. It was such a good prank. The other time that I did dress our kids all coordinating or matching is if we did go to Disneyland, and not like cute Disney shirts necessarily, but out of sheer necessity. If you're gonna take 7 kids to Disneyland, you don't want to lose them. I would have a color that day, so they were all wearing like all the same blue shirt or all the same red shirt or all the same black shirt, so that I could find them easily. And if one of them did go missing, I could be like, what were they wearing? That. Just point to another one. I was one of those moms that did have coordinating outfits with my girls. I sometimes would have like a headband of mine that would match their dresses or something. It's really geeky, but it was fun.
That's super cute.
It was cute. And I miss those days. They don't let me dress them anymore.
My daughter is 15, and there are times where she's like, Mom, if we both get these, we can be matchy. And so I am cherishing it because it is not going to last forever. I am shocked that it's lasted this long. Yeah,
it's adorable.
It's adorable. I love it. We haven't even talked about a recipe yet.
We are going to get to our sheet pan Greek chicken. If last year was the year of Mediterranean recipes, it was also the year of the sheet pan.
Oh, yes,
we do
it was.
love us a sheet pan meal. These can be made with less dishes. Everything is already at the same time, so it's easier to time the recipe. So the only thing better than a sheet pan recipe is a freezer meal sheet pan recipe.
Yes, ma'am.
All the work is done ahead and it's in your freezer and just ready to be dumped onto that sheet pan. So into your large freezer bag, you're going to add some boneless, skinless chicken breasts that are cubed, some olive oil, purple onion in large chunks, some orange, yellow, and red peppers, also in large chunks. Now it's so nice and colorful with the purple and the red and the orange and yellow. Then you're going to add some minced garlic. We use our garlic just from a jar because it's already minced for us. Then some lemon juice, oregano, and salt and pepper. We're gonna squish this all together in the bag. We're gonna get out as much air as we can because when you're freezer cooking, air causes freezer burn. So we're just always careful about getting it all out. Then you're gonna seal it and freeze it. On the day you go to cook this, you just thaw it and then you're gonna dump your entire bag contents onto a parchment paper lined cookie sheet. You're gonna sprinkle it with some baby or grape tomatoes. Bake it for 15 or 20 minutes at 400 degrees. You wanna make sure that your chicken reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees. Then you're gonna sprinkle it with some crumbled feta and put it back in under the broiler for like 1 to 2 minutes just to let that feta crisp up. This one is so delicious. It's got those bright colors so you know it's healthy. You can serve it with couscous or rice. You could also serve this with a side Greek salad, and you're getting even more veggies, and it's just a great meal.
It really, really is. I love it. This Moroccan chickpea stew, again, is packed with flavor, and you're going to love the vegetable combinations that are in this recipe.
This matches your shirt.
This recipe matches my shirt. In our bag, we are going to add a chopped onion, some minced garlic, 1 to 2 sweet potatoes or yams cut and peeled and cubed into 1-inch chunks. We're going to add diced tomatoes, some pitted Kalamata olive, some chickpeas that have been drained, some vegetable broth, a little bit of brown sugar, some cumin, curry powder, paprika, cinnamon, turmeric, and cayenne pepper and salt and pepper. You're going to mix this all together inside your bag, which is very great because you are skipping those dishes, and you're going to remove that excess air and seal it and freeze it. When you go to cook this, you're going to thaw it first, and you're going to cook it right on your stove top, or you can throw it in your slow cooker on low for a couple of hours, and you want to serve this with some rice or some thick bread for dipping.
And this is one that you can also serve as a brunch, oddly enough, and serve some poached eggs on top of it.
Oh, you get that extra protein.
Totally. This next recipe is one that was one of the first things I ever learned how to cook that was not like from a jar or, cook from scratch kind of recipes. And my friend Jody taught me, actually. I had it at her house. When you have play dates when your kids are little.
Yeah.
And it was so good that I asked her for the recipe. And then when I got the recipe, I didn't understand it. So she had to teach me how to make it.
Okay, that is really precious. That is really precious. I kind of love that.
So this is one where it does take a little bit more work at the onset because we're not just gonna dump all the things in a bag. We are gonna make this in a pot and cook it. But the really nice thing about doing a recipe this way and then freezing it is that this is perfect for individual portions. If you live on your own, if there's only 2 of you, this one is great to get into the quart-size freezer bags, or if you're taking a lunch to work, this is also great for that. So this is our healthy lentil soup. What you're going to do is in your stovetop pot, you're going to, in some olive oil, cook some onion and minced garlic. Again, we're just using it from the jar. And once that is softened a bit, you're gonna stir in some diced tomatoes, some dried lentils, some oregano, basil, a bay leaf, and some peeled and diced carrots. You can also add in some sliced celery, but I'm allergic, so we are not adding any into ours. Then you're going to simmer that for about 45 minutes. And then you're gonna add in some blackstrap molasses, that really healthy cider vinegar, and a bit of salt and pepper. You're gonna let that cook for another 15 minutes or so. And then once it's cooled, you're going to get that into your either one large freezer bag or, about 3 quart-size freezer bags. Again, take as much air as you can out and get those in the freezer. Now, on the day you go to cook this, you can just reheat it either in your microwave or a stovetop pot. Everything in it is already fully cooked, but you can also add some spinach. You can chop up some spinach and add that, makes it even healthier, and then you get that pop of green with your pop of orange.
Very nice. I love adding spinach into recipes after the fact. Just let it get wilty. It even just feels better that you're making it healthier, and those leafy green vegetables are so important, and they're delicious.
Such a good one.
This pesto minestrone has been around for Charlotte and I for a very long time. We have been making it easily over 10 years. I think it's probably in one of the first mega sessions we ever did.
Probably have been making it for 15 years because I introduced you to it when we met 12 years ago. So
yeah, that's right. And again, for being vegetarian, it is packed with flavor. We used to have a couple of different minestrone recipes that we would go back and forth, and we liked this one the best, so we started identifying it as being the good one with the wine. We have a chicken taco soup recipe that's also the good one with the beer.
Yes.
So this is the good one with the wine.
And the wine makes me also think of Mediterranean, right? Because
yeah, it kind of
wine
does.
Country and
Yeah, you're right. I gave one as a freezer meal to our piano teacher. Our labels have the instructions right on it. And I mean, it's soup. It's a good one to pass along. And she messaged me and said, "Does this have wine in it?" And I'm like, "Yes, it does. Is that okay? I didn't really think of that when I was giving it to you." She goes, "Oh yeah, it's great. I just thought I could taste it and I wanted to know." Now she really liked it. So if it is a piano teacher approved, you're gonna love it too. Into our bag, you're going to add some diced onion, minced garlic, some chopped celery if you are not allergic, but you can omit that if you are allergic, like Charlotte is. You're going to add in some sliced carrots, of course, your cup of white wine, some diced tomatoes, mixed beans that have been drained and rinsed, some tomato paste, Italian seasoning, black pepper, Parmesan, grated cheese, and some pesto. You're going to mix it all together, get out that excess air, seal it up, and then into a medium-sized bag, now this is the quart size, we're going to add in 1.5 cups of bow tie pasta. We're not going to cook it ahead of time. We're going to add it in on the day of cooking so you can just get out some of the excess air and seal it up. And then you're going to staple these bags together. So when you go to cook it, it's going to be there and all ready for you to go. You're also going to make a note on your recipe label that you need to add in 4 cups of vegetable broth, or you can add it in on the day that you are assembling it. It just kind of depends on how much room you have in your freezer. And sometimes we literally run out. So we save it back and we add it in on the day of cooking. So on the day of cooking, you're going to defrost this. You're going to add in your vegetable broth if you haven't added it already, and you're going to bring it to a boil, add in your pasta, let it cook up, 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most, and then it's going to be ready to serve. So delicious, a little on the hearty side because of the pasta, and it is still probably one that I would have with a bun or something, because you know me.
Yes, Christy likes to have a carb with her soup, and I'm fine to have soup on my own, so you can be in Christy's camp or my camp, but neither camp is right or wrong. They're both right.
They're both right, neither's wrong, and that's the beauty of freezer meals. You can do these however you want.
Now, salmon is one of those superfoods. It's really healthy, it's got your omegas, it's supposed to help you with brain stuff, and now that we're getting a little bit, I don't want to say older, but wiser.
Speak for yourself. I'm only 25, so.
We need to start thinking about that brain health stuff,
Yeah,
right?
we do. And we should have been thinking about it when we were 25, to be honest.
Yes. So we do try to make salmon recipes. Every time we do one of our big freezer meal marathons, we add in at least some seafood, and salmon's a great one because it does have those health benefits. So we have a ton of salmon recipes to choose from on our website and in our club, but this one is a little bit different, which is nice. It's our mustard crusted salmon. It's super easy to put together, but on the day that you eat this, it's just like got a little bit of it's got that like restaurant quality food to it.
It actually does, and it feels fresh because it's got breadcrumbs on it, and it just feels like you've just made it right then. It does not seem like it's a freezer meal, which is always really great.
So in a small bowl, you're gonna mix together some grainy Dijon mustard and some olive oil. You're gonna portion out some salmon and place it into a large freezer bag. Now you can do this either with the skin on or the skin off. And then you're going to pour your mustard mixture over the salmon and just gently squish it in the bag to coat the salmon evenly. You're gonna take out that excess air again and seal it. And then you're going to, in a medium-sized bag, put some breadcrumbs, parsley, salt, and pepper. And you're gonna take the air out of that bag and staple it to your large bag above the seal. You're gonna freeze this, and then on the day you go to cook this, you thaw it. You put that salmon out on a foil-lined baking tray. You sprinkle the breadcrumb mixture over top of those salmon fillets. Bake it for just 20 to 25 minutes. You just want it to flake when you use a fork. And then you can serve this again with like a wild rice mixture or some couscous, a nice side salad. This one would pair really nicely with a Greek salad.
Oh yes, it would.
Especially in the Mediterranean style of things. I also used to make a salad. I haven't done it in a long time, and now that I'm thinking about it, I will probably do it tonight because it's in my head and I'm craving it. And it was avocado and tomato and green onion. And then you mix together a dressing with lemon juice, a little splash of oil, some salt and pepper, and some hot sauce.
Oh.
And it was just like a really fresh tasting, bright salad and super easy.
That would go really great with this.
Right?
You are not even kidding.
Yeah,
I love that.
I just thought of that now. Like
Tomatoes and avocados.
So it's tomatoes, avocados, and green onion.
I can do that. You can pull that out of your fridge right now.
I can.
It's not even a freezer meal. You're getting freezer meals plus here today.
You sure are.
This Moroccan style chicken was a fast favorite for us. And again, the flavors are rich, and our whole family liked this one. My son, who is the picky one, thought that this was fantastic. So you will like this for sure.
People out in YouTube land probably just know your son as the
picky one.
I have a daughter like that too, so
yeah,
it's all
he's
good.
the picky one.
We can all relate.
My son just about doesn't eat anything, but he likes Moroccan chicken. In our bag, we're going to add 8 to 10 chicken thighs that are boneless and skinless. We're going to add in a sliced onion, some chopped pitted green manzanilla olives, and some dates that are dried and pitted, and chop those up too. We'll add in some minced ginger, some cumin, coriander, red pepper flakes, a little bit of cinnamon, some basil, and salt and pepper, some lemon juice, and a little bit of chicken broth. You're gonna mix that all together, take out your excess air, seal it, and freeze it. Now, this is one I love to do in a skillet. You can do it also in the oven at 375 for like 45 to 60 minutes. It is wonderful with like lemon potatoes or lemon rice. You could do a pasta with this. The couscous, like you mentioned, you could do whatever you wanted. A nice fresh Greek salad or a side salad, and Bob's your uncle. That is a really good one.
We try not to include too many sheet pan meals in each video unless it's a sheet pan specific meal, but 2 isn't too many, right?
They really are a favorite, and I think our viewers like them. We get lots of comments that they are really good. So go ahead and try these.
So our next recipe is our Sriracha cauliflower and chickpea sheet pan. You can make this as the full meal, or you can split it into several bags and have it as a side. Our family eats this as our full meal, and then we have a bit of rice on the side. If you want to do it as a side dish, it's awesome that way too. And as a matter of fact, last Christmas, I did this as a holiday side dish.
Totally works.
In a large freezer bag, you're going to add a head of cauliflower that's chopped into florets, some drained and rinsed chickpeas, olive oil, salt, and pepper. You're going to get the air out of that bag and set it aside. And then in a medium-sized bag, you're gonna add some sriracha, low-sodium soy sauce, a splash of maple syrup, because we're Canadian and we try to infuse our culture in here and there where we can, some apple cider vinegar, minced ginger, we use the squeezy tube kind, sesame oil, and chopped green onions. You're going to just squish that together in your quart-sized freezer bag, get the air out of that, seal it, staple those bags together above the seal, get those into your freezer, and then on the day of cooking, you thaw it, and you're going to put the large bag contents, just dump that onto your parchment paper lined cookie sheet. Bake that at 450 for 20 minutes, and then you're just going to throw that sauce from your smaller bag on there and give that a stir. You're gonna set your oven to broil and broil it with the sauce on there for 5 to 7 minutes until things start to crisp up and get a really good caramelization on them. And then you've got dinner.
Yes, you do. Looking at this recipe, it is something that would easily be transferred into an air fryer. I haven't done in my air fryer, but a lot of people will do their cauliflower in the air fryer. This is a nice one because there's not a lot of juice. There's just enough marinade in it to make everything nice and flavorful, but you're not, it's not drenched or anything. So it would go nicely in your air fryer, and also you would get that caramelization, right? Which is really nice on your roasted vegetables.
Now, I don't have an air fryer, but I was recently at a friend's house and she and I made Brussels sprouts in her air fryer. I could have eaten those for days. I was just like popping them in like they were candy.
Did you parboil them first?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
We just cut them in half and we tossed them with a tiny bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and a little splash of maple syrup.
Oh, funny.
Again, with the Canadian. And gave that a toss and threw them in there. And seriously, I was just like popping them in my mouth like they were candy. They're so good. Between your air fryer stories and me trying, a few different friends have made me air fryer things recently, and
I think you're like closer and closer to getting one.
I'm starting to move more in that direction.
My advice for you, and I hear this from a lot of other people, is to don't just buy one, buy two. Buy one of the one basket, buy one of the double baskets. Because then you have variety and you can do more at once. You have a big family, right?
Yeah, that's what's been my hesitation about the air fryer, is because we do have a large family and they're pretty small. And counter space, like I have a lot of counter space, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to clutter it completely with air fryers.
No, of course.
So anyway, if you have an air fryer and you love it, we're gonna pop a video right there to some freezer to air fryer recipes that'll make it even easier for you to use your air fryer.
That's true. Even if you don't have an air fryer, you should watch them, because some people like to just be ready for when an air fryer drops into your lap.
You totally could. Thank you for being with us today. And if you are on a journey to eat more Mediterranean meals, then we invite you to follow along on our journey for that as well. And check out our Freezer Meals 101 Club and our website for awesome recipes, lots of them that have that Mediterranean twist to them.
Thank you so much. Happy cooking.